you mic'd up, Kat, for a mic check?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I forget about that. I did it.
Okie doke.
When you get comfortable, just go ahead and give a mic check real quick.
Whenever. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4.
ma'am.
Thanks.
Good evening, everyone. We begin with breaking news about the Harbor Bridge construction project.
Now, FIG Engineers Incorporated has been removed from the project. Now, that's the company that did design work for the new Harbor Bridge. Ashley Portillo joins us live from the Harbor Bridge tonight with more on this breaking story.
Well, Lee, FIG Bridge engineers were responsible for building a pedestrian bridge that collapsed back in March of 2018 in Florida, and that was a fatal collapse, killing 6 people. So recently, federal investigators found the firm liable for that deadly collapse back in Florida. In a statement released just hours ago, TxDOT says that finding was significant enough for TxDOT to ask for a new design firm. So today, they announced they'd instructed Flatiron Dragados, the developer of the new Harbor Bridge, to remove FIG Bridge engineers from any future work on the main spans of the new bridge. And the FIG group has not done any design work on the new Harbor Bridge since November 14th. That's when TxDOT found out the results of that investigation from Florida. Lee.
So actually, a quick question. What about the work that FIG has already done on the bridge? What's going to happen with that?
Well, they will be hiring a new firm to come and check out the design work on the new Harbor Bridge. They will make any changes and adjustments if necessary, but this could mean another possible delay in finishing the Harbor Bridge. When it was first proposed, it was supposed to be finished being built this year. Lee.
All right, thank you very much, ma'am. As I actually just mentioned, at this point, TxDOT just doesn't know how much of a delay this could mean. Meanwhile, work on other parts of the project like drainage, roadways, and overpass construction will continue.
And we have more breaking news in the weather tonight. For the first time in a long time, there's a severe thunderstorm watch, meaning potential for severe weather tonight. And this yellow box extending northward, it does clip our northern counties of Bee and Live Oak, and it's until 10 o'clock when a frontal system is expected to roar through here. That's why we've had all the wind today, and wind advisories continue till 7 o'clock tonight. There's already a line of storms starting to develop out here in the hill country back south of Del Rio and northwest of Cotulla that'll be advancing and developing in our direction here as the night wears on, or the evening, I should say. 70s out ahead of the front, very juicy air, 60s and 50s behind it. The secondary front that'll be in here in the morning, it's in the 30s in Amarillo. So the winds right now are sustained at 29, but gusts to over 40 miles an hour throughout the region. And the day planner for tomorrow, definitely different. 53 on the low, just 67 on the high. Sunshine all day, windy, dry, and cooler. Your complete forecast in a few minutes, and a look at the Doppler radar right here. Lee, Katya.
All right, thank you very much, Dale. Well, if you've been in the area near the intersection of Staples and Everhard lately, you may have noticed an unpleasant smell.
Yeah, and it's coming from one of the city's oldest lift stations. Now, lift stations send wastewater to one of the city's treatment plants. Chris 6 News reporter Greg Chandler is live near that lift station. And Greg, I understand that lift station is more than 50 years old.
It is, Katya, but this lift station is scheduled to be replaced if the city council approves the construction contract. But one council member believes this lift station is a prime example of how the city needs to do a better job tracking its infrastructure. The city has 104 lift stations, pumping waste to 6 treatment plants. They've been in service an average of 40 years. But lift station 49 at Staples and Everhard has been running for more than 53. What is the normal lifespan for that kind of lift/pumping station?
We're about there right now, around 50 years.
In fact, the city's capital improvement plan says a lift station's useful life is 25 years.
About to award a construction contract.
The city's director of water utility says Station 49 is maintained regularly. It's just getting old.
Lift stations, kind of like human body. We wear out. Vehicles wear out over time. Lift stations, the same kind of thing over time.
Next month, the council is expected to vote on a replacement. Recently, the city manager's office sent a memo asking the council to also consider declaring an emergency for the station in order to expedite the process. Now, one council member wants to know why an emergency is even necessary.
You never want to be surprised with unplanned expenditures, especially when you're dealing with things cost $1.5 million.
District 5 council member Gil Hernandez has pushed for proper use of the city's automated asset management system.
And you have that all in place to where you do preventive maintenance, and then you can plan for capital expenditures 30 years down the road.
Hernandez feels that the city's tracking system should have already flagged this lift station to be replaced by now. He says city departments are starting to use it more regularly, and that can save the city millions of dollars. Lee.
Well, if approved, the new lift station would be paid for with the city's wastewater capital improvement fund and should be up and running by the end of the year. And we have continuing coverage on the foul odor complaints at a Robstown Elementary School. Administrators at Robert Driscoll Elementary say the source of smell was a crack in an exhaust vent pipe in one of the classroom buildings. Well, now that it's been found, they hope to have it repaired by next week. The school has been plagued by complaints about the bad smell for about 2 years now. When it was first reported, charcoal filters were installed in the air vents, but the smell returned again in October.
Well, the city of Corpus Christi sent out a tweet yesterday that says developers are currently building new home sites on North Beach. And our Catherine McGinney has been checking into that, and she joins us now to tell us what she's learned. Catherine.
Lee, there's a lot of property on the market right now in North Beach. One of the main reasons for this shift, the North Beach Canal project. Residents and realtors are expecting property values to rise.
I do see a lot of people driving around in cars and looking at for sale signs.
Carrie Myers with the North Beach Community Association, and she says there's a lot of buzz surrounding the new development projects.
I think that the word on the street over on the other side of the bridge is finally people are starting to look at North Beach and say, wow, North Beach. Whereas before they were kind of like, they just weren't that impressed with it.
In the harbor's community directly across the canal from the big project, there are over a dozen lots for sale. Billy Barra has been listing properties on North Beach for 20 years, and he told me that over a decade ago, these canal lots were going for a high price.
All the lots were selling in 2008 at over $100,000 each. I expect property values are going to increase very quickly.
And that's something Carrie has seen with her own property.
Once we solve the drainage and the elevation issues here, which we're working on right now through fill and digging the canal, this is going to be the place to live.
Realtors tell me the average price for an empty lot on the canal is currently around $60,000, a number they expect to rise as the canal project nearby continues. Lee?
All right, thank you very much, ma'am. By the way, the canal project expected to be finished in 5 years.
The Ed Rochelle Foundation wants to transform the old Lamar Elementary School into a homeless shelter, and now it says it's willing to pay for increased police presence in that neighborhood. It is offering the city a $50,000 grant for more patrols in the area bordered by the Crosstown Expressway, Agnes, Port, and Morris Street. The money would cover overtime for officers to crack down on drug use and prostitution. The city council will vote on the grant offer next week. The Ed Rochelle Foundation wants the old school to be used by the Good